Okay. On to the second episode, which I can't wait to do. Okay, so let's go to load. The first episode was kind of creepy, but it's okay. It did a little jumpy. We did this during Halloween season, but it's not terrible. So a bit different. Let's do a recap for those who are new and don't know what happened. So if you missed my playthrough on Halloween, I'll give you a recap so that you know what happened. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours on the bus ride with countless late-night stops and steady depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin brought the tickets. The funeral of her mother seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with the I'm sorry, something that you should ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family estate. Unfortunately, due to current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering off anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. She hunts cryptids. A single deer remains staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight with Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. You'll eat those words when I come around carrying a mountain lion corpse out of the woods at dawn. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As creatures in the tree line grow louder and numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Shield your eyes for those who are uncomfortable with animal death. You dive into the flashlight and swing your body towards the woods. I said aim that thing. Quick. Perfect. Wait, where's Gretchen? Where's my dog? Welcome home. My grandmother calls them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a great sign of the suffering destruction to come. From the relatively safety of your own cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in the moments, for now, you are safe and you are warm. Tuesday's morning? Oh, wait. This is only Tuesday? Oh my god. Okay, well, let's wake up. That's the only option we have here. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are shining. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if your monsters are lurking there right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wrangling as the events of last night play into your head. You can't help but remember the sight of pale faces gesturing at you as they carried Gretchen's poor little body into the underbush. We lost a dog, for those who don't know. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls at you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Ooh, what can we do? Let's check on the possum, because we have a possum in our drawer. Hey, buddy. You opened the drawers and checked on the little possum you met yesterday. Oh, good. He's still there. That's nice. Maybe we can pat him. Do we want to leave him in peace or pat the little man? Let's pat the little man. You reach into to pat the little man. He immediately plays dead. Well, forget you two. Leave him in his theatrics and close the drawer. Oh, let's poke around the closet, see if we find anything in there. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it's not haunted after all, though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. Let's return to the room. Thank you, Leela, for the love. Which means you're likely going to be dipping out soon, but I appreciate you. Let's look out the window. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. Thank you. See you later. For a second, you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it is, it's gone now. Let's leave the window. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you finish waking up. Let's text Stella. It's probably a good idea to check in with your new friend. You can imagine she's holding up. You can't imagine she's holding up very well. Let's just go with, hey, how are you holding up? It might take her a minute to get back to you. But in the meantime, let us get dressed and head down to the kitchen. Maybe we can see our cousin. Time to start your day. It's the cat that doesn't like us. You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou's eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. You're back in the kitchen. The cat eyes you from her favorite spot from the counter. Maybe we ask her. Well, imagine we ask her. Let's see what happens. Excuse me, ma'am, but may I pet you? Excuse me, ma'am, but may I pet your beautiful fur? Part of you hopes the flattery might win her over, as silly as it seems. You are, after all, talking to a cat. Frou-Frou merely flicks her tail faster. It doesn't look promising. Hey. You sure took your time getting up. There are monsters in the room. We need to leave. Is there anything that's nice? Let's go with, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever. I'm late for work, so listen up. I wanted to make sure I relayed this message in person in case you decided to ignore my text again. I don't want any repeats of last night. From now on, no running around in the woods after dark. Dangerous out there. If you could fall down a cliff. You can get stuck in the middle of a hidden cave somewhere. You can get lost in the woods and never be found. Just because nothing happens here doesn't mean it's safe. And just because Stella spends a lot of time in the wood, it doesn't mean she'll keep you out of trouble. I want you home by sunset from here on out. Well, she has work, so I don't want to ask her to be like, oh, can I, like, stay by myself? I'm sorry about last night, but what you're doing is unacceptable. Actually, yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about it. I don't need anything to stay put. I could explore and be like, you know, what's up with you and Stella? Like, why are you angry at her? But I don't want to, like, pry, but I want to be nosy. But then I don't want to pry. What's up with you and Stella? What's up with you and Stella? We just have history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. Okay, well, then I'm sorry about last night. Sorry about last night. I have no idea what's going on, what's going to happen, and I didn't think to worry you about like that. Good. Glad we're on the same page. I'm late enough as it is. I'm going to work, and I expect to see you here at sunset. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. I heard you the first time, you wrangly cousin. Your cousin huffily enters the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slams on the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Let's just say that she shows her love through various distant ways. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. A text from Stella. Hey Neby, thanks for checking in. Hope you're all right. All things considered, I'm doing okay. Not great, but hanging in there. Up most of the night on Crepit forums, but no good answers yet. I'm at the library if you want to join. I have scones. Oh. Imagine we're just like, after last night, hell no. Let's go with cool. On my way. And that's that. Time to start your day. Maybe let's explore. Let's eat something just in case. Sure, Stella may have scones at the library, but scones are later. PB&J is now. You quickly scrape together the ingredients and gobble up a delicious breakfast. And that's that. Let's explore the garden. I like to explore everything. As your eyes wander the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from upstairs window. Oh no! There's trouble afoot. Let us investigate and be nosy. It's probably a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw nags at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it is nothing. I'm sure it's not because it is a visual novel horror game. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Woo! Let's investigate further because I'm a troublemaker. Oh, hello! You wander further into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking. If indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Well, let's take it all in. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by a ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable for years of neglect. Its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from the within sea of weeds, begging to be rescued. And the most striking, behind a pair of rusted metal gates at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the Scarlet name carved deep and proud into its faces. You notice what's a good view someone would have of your window, and if you stood where you're standing right now. Is there going to be spooks? Well, it's a horror game. Let's check the ground for clues. Ooh, there's a footprint! You crouch down, pressing aside from the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like of some kind of area. Your thoughts turn into a specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo just in case it comes in handy later. Let's text it to Stella. You send the photo to Stella. Look what I found in the garden across from my window. No way that's Tabitha size. Trying to figure out what the rest to do with your day. Well, now that we've figured out what to do with the garden, because, you know, investigations are important, let's head back to town. The walk to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday, when you didn't yet know that the woods were full of monsters and strange men who knew your name. You stare anxiously in the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement, but the woods are still, at least for now. Let's keep going. The 𝕤𝕒𝕤𝕤 sprawling for miles in every direction now feels like beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Geez, that's creepy. All no reasons to come to the library. Look what I found at the library. She said that she was up all night thinking about the video, adding you to a group text. I'm only here because it's quieter than a store, or was, lol, and trying to figure out what animal that could be. I don't buy into the harbinger of doom stuff. We know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not, call apples and make spades a spade. Let's just be quiet about things. Almost back to town. You make it to town in one piece. No creature jumped out at you. No scary men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget the things you've witnessed as if it happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Neby. Peaceful music at last. We were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and, well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. You went out with Stella last night, right? Did something happen out there? Where's the peaceful music? Peaceful music, bring back the peaceful music. Now I'm terrified. Ah, it's barely even waves when she walked by, and Gretchen wasn't with her. They're never apart. I could lie, but I could just tell Avery the whole truth, because why not tell the school? He already believes in Crepid, so he's kind of just, we might as well just be like, you know, off the hinges. Stella and I went to the woods and tried to find a skunk ape, but we ran into something way worse. Actual monsters. Sybil said that they're called ditchlings, but whatever they are, they took Gretchen and have been mutilating their whole wildlife, the local wildlife. Whoa, 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 slow down. Something took Gretchen? No wonder Stella ran off like that. I can collaborate, at least with regards into the encounter. I may not have been there with them, but I've seen their footage and they've encountered something outerworldly in the woods. Well, whatever it was happened out there. You're clearly a little shaken up. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you up and sip a new blend and try to calm your nerves. It's chaga and lemon balm. It's always helped me on bad days. Look at that. Like, you know, we getting tea. People are offering us scones. I feel like I'm in 𝕤𝕒𝕐𝕦𝕤, England now, but, you know, whatever. Thank you, Emerald, for the 50 bits, and I'm so sorry that work is, you know, giving you hell, but give it hell right back, sweetie. And if you need to talk about it, or whatever, about what happened, I'm all ears. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Neby. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. Oh, we got an achievement, confidant. I better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. Oh, we got a mystic option. Okay, for those who are new, who don't understand how the game works. So in this game, you have you get two attributes. And the two attributes I chose were mystical and I don't remember the other one, but I know mystical is one of them. And mystical just means you have a keen eye, I think. Yeah, mystical and keen eye. So mystical means you can like sense the outer world aspects and weird stuff about it. And keen eye means you're just like, you know, smart. You have like good common sense. We know this place is cursed. How are you so calm? It's like this woman, it's like we're gonna just quietly... Why does anyone in town seem to know or care that the place is full of monsters? I feel like we should go with this one. We both know this place is cursed. How are you so calm? Don't mistake my calm demeanor for complacency. We have our parts to play in this. I trust that you and Stella have what it takes to get to the bottom of things. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, Neby, and God bless. She knows something's up, so at least she knows something up. You probably have a bit of time before you need it at the library. Let's go swing by the diner. You head towards the diner. Let's go get some tea to calm our nerves. The diner's a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Oh, hey, Avery. I love how he just holiday says hi to me. Boy, imagine warn the patrons of danger. There's weird things in the woods. Everybody get out. No, we're going to talk to Avery. Coffee date. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you exchange words, Winnie signs up with a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. The answer's 29 down is oink, by the way. What? But the clue is its pen sound. How was it the sound of a pen make? Wait, pen? Like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. Crossword puzzles get on my nerves because I never get the clues. That's okay. If you miss it, remember that you can always catch this video on YouTube if you're not watching it from YouTube already. It's just something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Sudoku is even harder. Minnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about, thank you for telling me about the stuff about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. Let's see. Let's try our tea first. Let's try to calm down. Oh wait, I missed what he said. Go back. How do I go back? Where's the history? What did he say? Mystical. You take a gentle sip of your tea. It's bitter and earthy, a flavor profile enjoyed by the healthiest of beverages. Okay, I wanted to make sure what they were said before we did anything. Whoa, not a lot of folks take to chug it so quickly. It's a fungus that grows on birch trees around here. It's supposed to be super healthy, but it definitely makes for a challenging drink. Okay, color me impressed. What if you don't believe me about last night? I'll tell you about last night, but what if you don't believe me? I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen. Oof. Why don't we just tell him about it? I feel like the fact that he's so open, they're so open about it, I'm so happy about that. So Avery, tell me, let's tell Avery everything. You spill the beans. Glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seems distant. I can't believe Gretchen is really gone. Seems like that dog gonna live forever. And monsters in the woods? May have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. I can't say I like the thought of it. Whatever's coming for this place, I can feel it encouraging me. I'll get to the bottom of things, I promise. I wonder if we can do all three. So, we have an option to figure out where he's from. Or where they're from. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll try to slow down. That's just how I read. I'm so sorry. I'm a fast reader. I'm just really fast with reading at times. When I know, like, that's to say that when I read fast, it's mainly because I'm just an average reader, but sometimes I do read slow if I don't know the words. But if you need me to slow down, I can. I'm so sorry. I haven't pegged you as a transplant. Where are you from? I moved here from Scarlet. Gosh, 3 years ago? No, maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on the sort of generosity? To be honest, it feels like I've just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks around here plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. I wonder, we can keep going. Maybe you're more at home here than you think. Don't want to say, do I regret moving here? Oh, I wonder if we could do each option. Do you regret moving here? Oh, she looked up when I said that. I don't think I have the choice to second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, and there's no way she's leaving this place. What about, why did you leave Scarlet? Why did you leave Scarlet, if you don't mind me asking? Nah, it's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which wasn't great, especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. Oh, we can go through each option. Nice. Oh my god, there's so many options. Who knew? Maybe you're more at home than you think. Stella really talked up your party yesterday, and I don't think she'd have done that if she didn't think you were really part of the town. It could be that you're getting in your head about fitting in. Hey, you know, thanks. I haven't actually thought about it like that. I'll try my best to slow down, but it's really difficult when I guess I'm just used to reading like that. But I'll do my best. Whatever is coming for this place, I can feel it conjuring me. I'll get to the bottom of it, I promise. Get out of here before things get worse and take me with you. We're gonna do the mystical option. Whatever is coming for this place, I can feel it converging on me. I can feel is the spelling error here. I can feel it converging on me. I'll get to the bottom of things. I promise. Jeez, that's rough. Good luck, Neby. Oh man, it looks like my shift is starting. I hope you're doing a bit better. Maybe the 𝕤𝕒𝕠𝕦𝕒 has a chance to start working its magic. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner's where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Avery slips out from the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. I love music. You need to leave the diner to... Okay, then let's go to general store. I don't know why they want me to go to the general store, but we're gonna go. Oh, another black character. This is your first time in the general store in the light of day. It's not. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. Stop with the boiled nuts! I forget the boiled nuts are an option. I'm gonna just do this one. If I want to buy chips or something, do I talk to you or... He sighs. I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course, whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips. I don't care. It's like, wouldn't that be stealing? If Kanika cares about running this place right, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. She inherited the store, and I don't want to keep getting suckered into working here just because I'm her brother. Great way to learn about people. We make most of our money on bulk orders anyway. A bag of chips doesn't make a difference. I'm not gonna steal. Have it your way. Just say, be nice. Hi, I'm Neby. I just got into town yesterday. Yeah, I know. Mom told me. Cool. What's your name? Since we're making great progress being friends here. Miles. Oh, I love that name. Miles is such a beautiful name for a boy. Miles. Hi, Miles. What you doing on your phone? Games. You probably haven't heard of it. Imagine I just say this and be like, would you like boiled nuts? I want to get rid of these boiled nuts, but be like, let's offer it. The young man looks at you now, quite plundered bag of nuts, curls his lips in disgust, and he returns to his phone. Good. Let's see what happens. You should get out of town. There are monsters in the woods. I'm serious. Something bad's gonna happen and you should probably get out of here as soon as possible. You've been talking to my mom too much. I just want to see what each option was gonna be. Well, see you, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you return and leave the general store. Just browsing. We got an achievement for browsing. What is this game? Well, time to head to the library. Enter the former town hall. What once has been a stately foyer has been since converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to resorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh hey, you made it. And point to all the books before heading over. Why would we do this? I guess the guy didn't mind, so let's just settle in with them. You head over to Stella and Kanika's table and settle in. I love her. I love it here. You made it. Glad you can join us. Oh my god! There's an anime reference. I don't watch it, but I'm happy there is one. Morning, Neby. You look tired. And we're in North Carolina. I recognize that that flag. That's North Carolina flag. And what does it say? Haywood, Jackson, Sween, Macroon, Clay. Don't know what that says. Morning, Neby. You look tired. Well, you know, I just couldn't sleep, dealt with monsters. My house is filled with mildew and possibly death. But boy howdy, am I happy to see you guys. Yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get those good 8 hours. There's so many options here. It's hard to fall asleep. Last night, all things considered, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Pretty amped up, actually. I've never done a Scooby-Doo before. Let's just go with the estate. I can only imagine. This place is already falling apart the last time I was there, and it's been years. Wait, does a Squirtle having coffee? Was there a Squirtle having coffee? Oh, the squirrels! Oh. I was like, oh, I thought there was a squirrel. I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. I can't believe it hasn't been condemned. I can't believe it hasn't been condemned neither. The apartment looks the house looks absolutely horrendous. Not that there's anyone here to do the condemning. Anyway, I guess we should get started. Oh! Before I forget, we gotta talk about the photo you sent me this morning. See, I knew exploring does wonders for this. Kanika, check this out. Neby found it in Tabby's gold garden this morning, right in the line of sight of her room. What in the world is the liquid around it? It looks like pus. Ew, this is giving me goosebumps all over again. I just thought of someone watching my room. Like, can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of someone watching my room. No kidding. Maybe it'll be safer if you didn't stay at the estate. Do you think it could be that creep we saw outside the general store last night? He knew your name, and those boots match up with the mining getup. Whoa, apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? No kidding! Where were you when the death of the dog? You're not talking about Wayne, are you? I guess he's coming to my mom's tea room. I think there's something really wrong with him. Yeah, we are. I wonder if there's a connection between the guy and what happened in the woods last night. Like what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have a lot of prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. I can't stop thinking about the patterns, the splattering of the ground. If this, whoever left those prints is sick, maybe it's from the creatures you've encountered. Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger. Just imagine just offering him nuts, just like all kinds of stuff. Let's introduce ourselves. Be nice. Hi, I'm Neby, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known who you are. Should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet's resemblance is strong. I'm Oscar. Ooh, I'ma do my best, guys. Gwinter I'm Oscar, chief librarian and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He's practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books dedicated by boring people. You're all too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around today? I don't know that the helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my text. Oh, sorry. I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my text, and I wanted to make sure she's not getting into any trouble out there. Oh, mysterious monsters out there, dying people. Like, these monsters are, killing wildlife. Trouble could she be causing up to? Oh, and then there's also the creepy miner dude with the glowing red eyes who kept calling my name, who I've never met before. But, completely safe town. I'll say the name 5 times. I couldn't even say it the first time. The crowd she hangs around with? Oh, we even got rapscallions! Yes, this game has everything! They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just at the Old Maxwell's Place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'm sure to keep my eyes peeled. Listen, Stella, last time I went with you and your, regard for things are fine, we ended up looking at ghostly white figures that are on the impending doom side. So, not really trusting your judgment here. What's the Old Maxwell Place? It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The folks there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when I get home. I don't like the thought of teens getting in the mixture with all those ditchlings in the woods. It's like, I don't want her around when all this mystic happening. Ditchlings? That's actually why we came in today. Have you heard of them? They're a cryptid, and seeing one's supposed to mean disaster around the corner. Doesn't ring a bell. Dang. Well, worth a shot. Okay, if we were to say trying to predict the horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try to figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Supernatural ones, apparently. Zombie creatures. Let's start there. And should I be worried or something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about a horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on in those woods. It's like, if I were you, I'd keep my loved ones close. In the upcoming days. It's something that we can't get to the bottom of. Whatever's out there in the woods would be realizing the wildlife. Get out while you still can. It's like, if I say this will worry someone. I'm gonna just try to be easy on some people and just be relaxing and be like, there's nothing that we can't get to the bottom of. But then again, why are we taking such a large responsibility? I feel like telling the truth is more accurate and be like, whatever's out there has been brutalizing the local wildlife. I don't think it's safe. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around and getting into trouble. And we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Thanks, Tanika. Neby, if you see a 13-year-old girl with black braids and glasses, would you let her know that her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. Just grab the whole mess of local history books. Silas has some massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. Got our snacks. Got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. It's going to be so much faster with two of you here to help out. I'll be doing most of my research online. You never know what kind of weird biases the folks writing these books might have. Whatever you find online might be biased too, you know, which is why we'll cross-reference things. Cross-referencing is great when doing history papers for any of you who are still in college and doing stuff. You learn that in high school. If you don't know about that stuff and you're like, "What's college? I haven't got there yet," or somewhat still in high school, you are too young for this channel because remember this channel is 18 plus. Yeah, you're right. It was good to cast a wide net. Guess the books are up to me and Neby. Reading awaits. Let's go through. We have several ones. Let's do the first one. Flip through the veins of Scarlet. The history of Scarlet's whole local mines. Because I feel like it's something to do with the coal mine situation. Forced into retirement at the age of 50 due to the war injury from the time in the Indian Wars, excalibrated by his short stint serving as captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his elder two sons to the bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to his growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town in what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all the elegant Scarlet Estate that was built until 1889, the largest and finest feat of agriculture in the region. It's hard to believe that he made such a wonderful house and then looking at what it is now. Plummeting into the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Saw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. Oh, how awful. These casualties included Andrew Jackson's eldest son, Theodore, who was taken over for his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother, 𝕒𝕒𝕤𝕤 v. Scarlet, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. This is how your family made its fortune. Huh. So, we come from miners. Figured that much. Let's go through this. Silas Scarlet, shoulder, woodsman, and leader. Silas Event Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of the 12 siblings. Scarlet in 1818, one of the 12 siblings. He grew up in the eastern Northern Carolina during the tumultuous time in the estate's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. Wow, I read that wrong. He quickly rose to the ranks in part due to his father's connection, but also due to particular ruthlessness, for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now captain's Silas in tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and is now settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. It is started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10, Silas, his wife Mary, Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. You know, back then when it was just comforting to have um 8 children, and every time I think about that, the fact that was like normal, it's kind of like it always throws me off. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Salas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillsides at the great discount, cleverly hiding that he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You are finished with this one. Okay, so I'm learning there's like stuff that's going on with our family. There were some cut corners. He knew that this place was like of riches, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't the nicest of persons. Let's flip through the Apap Apollicalian folk monsters. Few entries catches your eye. The Wombus cat. I'll start with this one. Often linked to the Cherokee legend, some cite that the Wumbus cat as originating within the story of a woman who sought vengeance against the monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vow magic onto itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. I've heard about this. Others say that the creatures come from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidding hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into the creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are of the great sadness and severe as a warning to anyone who dares to go against tradition. Tommy knockers? Tommy knockers. That's hilarious. Leave about the Tommy knockers. Tommy knockers are organized in Cornish mythologies and spreading to the United States, whose Cornish immigrants began working in the Alpelicanian mines, their name for knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures that taken stolen hammers to support of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the sprites of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. And the last one, there was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty. The hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Ooh, small, some creature, some creature, some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he's drawn his gun, fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back to the hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail cut off by the hunter's rifle. Guess this will have to do, said the dog. He said to his dog and threw the tail into the pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, and his dog curled up to his feet. He woke to the sound of nails scrambling against the wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot of covers where he had been, and in gloom he saw 2 yellow eyes staring right at him. I want my telepoo. high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. Thank you for the hydrate. Go away, he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long nails dragging across the hardwood accompanying its movements. I want my 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤. The creature growled again. I'll give my dog after you, the hunter screeched, his voice catching in his throat with fear, but there was no dog to be seen. I want my 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤. Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leaped from the darkness, long nails scratched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night. But the next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. I gotta say, the 𝕤𝕤𝕤 story is probably my favorite out of these stuff. The 𝕤𝕤𝕤, I want to tell that to my kids one day. The 𝕤𝕤𝕤 story, it seems great. You close the book and put it back. I think I'm all done. Let's check in. Alright, if we're going with what Nika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents, just like Old State has a history with those. But what about y'all? Find anything? Oh, another cat! Animals seem to play a big story. The 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤 is a great story. It's a great story. I think it's great. It tells about like a weird creature. Who wouldn't like that? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps into the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Ah, hey Pixel. Ooh, Pixel. What a beautiful cat. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up paper where he can find. Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Pixel immediately goes down to Stella's treats. Sorry, Pixel's bothering you. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up all of your books. It's befitting that a cat that likes to tear up paper is the librarian cat. It's a perfect place for him. He can't stand the thought of people that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Ooh, diva. I want to explore this, but I'm just curious. Why would you let a cat wander like that freely? Why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library? Have you seen this little guy's face? How can I say no to that? Fair argument. We decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up into the table and falls fast asleep. Yep, it's been fed like a beast. He's fine. Alright, I better get back to shelving. Let me know if there's anything you need. Any luck with 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤? Have you had any luck with 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤? Not yet. I knew a team would be a handful, but I didn't think it would happen overnight. They'll probably head out once you're all done and check in with her usual haunts. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about the 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤 thing, right? Yeah, apparently the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. Jesus Christ! Fascinating, a bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachutes got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on a descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb has still been discovered. Right, it's conventionally explosive detonating in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. So there were two bombs. One bomb, they don't know where it is, and the first bomb, the only reason why it didn't go off is because of some pure chance. That is incredible, to say the least. If I remembered correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. So there's a bomb in the middle of the ocean. or of whatever, or the town or whatever. So if the bomb is elsewhere, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Yeah, 𝕘𝕒𝕤𝕤 is almost 400 miles from here. Not that we could be looking too hard at the disaster angle. Whatever those creatures are, they're biblical. They're biological. Ooh, look, you never know with the radiation. We never know. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you, but it doesn't make monsters. And a 60 years old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting for it to blow up. That's something I really want to know. It's like, if you have an old bomb, is there a possibility of it blowing up? It's really, like, I really want to know that, because if it doesn't blow up, that would be some very interesting stuff. Because there are some bombs I know elsewhere that be going off a bit. I've missed this. Do you think there's a cult here? They talk about the reigns of South, talk about the outbreak of monsters. Why don't we just help look for Rosalina? What do y'all think? Let's start with this one. You lean in and whisper quietly to Southern Kanika. Do you guys think there's like a cult here? Maybe the ditchlings were actually nudists in some sort of ritual. Maybe the ditchlings were like summoned. Imagine they were summoned. Maybe the ditchlings were like summoned as a part of a ritual or something like that. I assume the spiral we found was sort of a nest made by the ditchlings, but yeah, maybe we had cause and effect backwards. Ooh, imagine these monsters were just like brought to our midst. I'm writing it down. It's more likely that this thing was a nest than some sort of magical ritual site. Huh. So about the coal mines here, Kanita visibly shudders. I get a cold sweat just thinking about it in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love good converses. Let's see. Let's start with the first one. What happened after the coal mine explodes? What happens after the coal mine collapsed? The book just kind of glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There was a whole lot written about it in the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. You're telling me. I mean, family here seems to be skipping some corners. But that's usually how all coal mine situations goes, because it's a dirty job and it's in the dark and, you know, can bury people. No offense or anything. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Saw did. Still hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. Oh! We run the mine still. We're in charge of that. Oh! Oh, that's really cool. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Color me shocked. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's what the sculpture out in front is for. Commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Hello, Dame. Low bar if you ask me. You know, that could be the ditchlings are warning us about another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella. That's morbid, and besides, it was all Charles Saw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way we could get away with this kind of safety cutbacks he pulled back. He pulled. You don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. Let's do this one. You guys seem to really have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. He got ran out of the town on a rail, you know. Oh, wow. Talk about one way to leave the town. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it in the far wall. He got off easy, if you ask me. Imagine we did that to like anybody who did the country terribly. We just put them on a rail and we just like, goodbye. Yeah, we just like railed them out. That'd be funny. I agree with Stella. Maybe the ditchlings are warning us about another collapse. I really couldn't put too much shock into that. Well, I want to explore this mystery more, but it would seem that I have to pack things up because I have run out of time, people. So I'm going to save it here. And we will pick up this story at another time.